Yep. And then just let me know when you hit the billboard.
I saw somebody has one. And they could have been a sticker, but...
So you hit the billboard until...
No, 10 seconds, and then that's the end of the billboard.
That's all.
And a very pleasant good morning, everyone, and welcome into Sager Field as we are on the campus of Jefferson High School getting ready for today's West Virginia State Class AAA Region 2 Section 2 Sectional Championship game. Well, it is a sectional title game. If Hampshire gets the win, they'll claim that sectional championship for the first time since 2013. A Jefferson Cougar victory in this one today, and it will force a decisive title game, and that would be held right now on Monday evening at 6 o'clock and right back here at Sager Field. We welcome you in to the Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10 Procter & Gamble broadcast booth. For information on a career with Procter & Gamble in Berkeley County, visit pgcareers.com. Along with Matt Crawford, I'm Matt Miller. John Alderton, our TV 10 cameraman. Mike Emery, today's studio producer and engineer. Matt, good to be back with you again. Less than 24 full hours since we were on the air last night, bringing everyone the Section 1 championship game. Hedgesville got the win over Musselman. Anxious to see how this one plays out today with Hampshire in the driver's seat at Jefferson.
Yeah, this is an intriguing matchup because you look at the records of these two teams and you think that obviously Jefferson being the number one team in the region, not only this section but the entire region, and looking at the overall regular season records, Jefferson will be the team that is ahead right now and should be a game away from sealing up this section as well. But right now it's all Hampshire. Hampshire's got the best of the Cougars the last two times. The first game they played each other in this sectional round, also their last meeting in the regular season. So that's why you play playoff baseball, because things like this happen the same way in the other side of the region. You saw Musselman beat Martinsburg and knock them out as a number one team in the section. So that's why you don't play the game on paper. It's why you come out, and that's why we're out here. And good to be out here. I'm glad we can get to this side of the region down here in Jefferson County and at least get one, hopefully, if you're Jefferson, two of these games in over the next couple of days.
Well, Hampshire hoping that they can keep the winning streak going as they have won two in a row. They had lost their final game in the regular season but came into the postseason and scored a 7-2 victory over Washington. That opened tournament play and kept Hampshire in the winner's bracket, where they came back for a 4-2 win over the Jefferson Cougars. That gave Hampshire a chance to take a day off, and well, they got an extra day off yesterday as this game got rained out due to some heavy rains that rolled through the area here about 3 in the afternoon. And even if they'd have tried to get it started, another rain shower blew through at about 8 o'clock last night. So the right decision to put it off until today. Hampshire has won those two straight. They'll come in at 12 wins and 18 losses on the season. Meanwhile, for the Jefferson Cougars, they are at 24-7, and they have won two of their last three. A win against Scotland, Pennsylvania on Monday of this week that wrapped up the regular season, and then after the 4-2 loss against Hampshire in the sectional tournament opener Wednesday, they bounced back as Jefferson beat Washington on Thursday by a 4-1 final, and that sets up today's game between these two teams.
Yeah, looking forward to it. Again, Hampshire's coming into this game as not the underdog. Again, they're the lower seed in this tournament, but it's playoff baseball. Anything can happen, and I think Jefferson has proven this year that they're up to just about any task that you put in front of them. And they're just going to hit the baseball a lot better than they did in the first matchup between these two teams. Only 2 hits throughout that entire game, and didn't help Taylor Tennant out on the mound a whole lot. And Tennant had a phenomenal game. Not going to see Tennant here today. James Walsh instead, but his stats nearly a mirror what Taylor Tennant's done as well this season.
It is a Jefferson team that has won 9 of their last 11, and certainly a team and a program under longtime head coach John Lowry Sr. that knows how to win even in these tough situations. They've got to win this one today and win again on Monday to claim this section championship. Well, we need to take a break, but when we come back, it'll be an opportunity to hear from both head coaches. This is the pregame show brought to you by W. Harley Miller Systems, providing custom integration services for home and office automation, home theater, networking, audio, video distribution, and more. Give them a call at 304-350-1931 or find them online at WHMsystems.com. This is West Virginia High School playoff baseball on Talk Radio, WRNR, and TV 10. We welcome you back into Sager Field, getting ready for today's high school playoff baseball matchup with the Jefferson Cougars as the 1 seed here in Section 2, taking on the 2 seed in the Hampshire Trojans. Time for us to hear from both head coaches. We start with Chad Van Meter, who is leading this Hampshire program and looking forward to this matchup. He talks to us first about, what this team has been trying to do all season long.
Well, since day one, we've emphasized 3 things: throw strikes, hit the baseball, and make the routine plays. And I think the latter part of the season, we've started making a lot of routine plays that we weren't making early in the year. And we're getting good pitching, which is the key, and timely hitting. That's what we got the other night. You don't have to have a lot of hits, but they got to be timely hits. And that's what we're preaching today.
What is the makeup of your team? How many of these guys came into this season with good experience? How many of these guys have developed that through the season?
Well, I got 3 kids that have played varsity baseball since they were freshmen. That's always good to have. You got a lot of experience. And we've got 5 seniors that have played a good bit for us, but we have some young kids too. We play 2 freshmen a lot, 3 sophomores, and they've gotten better as the season went on.
You got a big win against this Jefferson team just a few days ago. What do you take out of that one into this one?
Well, when you beat Jefferson, they're a quality team, quality program. We don't do it very often, and we're just excited to have the opportunity to put the cleats on and go at them today, and hopefully the ball goes in our favor today.
You talk about the chance for a sectional championship. How much do you talk about that with your team, or how much do you say, look, guys, let's just go approach it as another game?
We're just playing as another game. We're still the underdog, I feel, and we're just happy to be in this situation, and hopefully we can get a win today.
Coach, thank you. Good luck.
Thank you.
There you get an idea of that respect for this Jefferson Cougar program coming into a situation where a team needs to win just one, while the other team they're playing would have to beat them twice, and yet Coach Van Meter still recognizing, you know what, we're the underdog in this one.
And that's the respect that Jefferson warrants, not only around this area, but I think around the entire state. When you look at what Coach Lowry's done his entire time here, it's a team that is very capable of coming back in this series and is capable of winning any game that you put them on the field. So while they still need to win 2 straight, definitely not out of the question at all when you look at what this team has done over the regular season and who this team's led by.
Well, and Coach Lowry, in talking with us near the end of the regular season and looking ahead to the postseason, he's talked with us, in fact, on Miller Time yesterday. He's had teams in the past that have been in this very situation, a do or die, have to win back-to-back games in the sectional. And not only did they do that, but went on to win the regional and the state championship. And that gives you an idea of how good the baseball is in this region.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's a testament to not only how good of a head coach Coach Lowry is, but also what he can get out of his players when it's a do-or-die situation, and the good coaching staff he's been able to surround himself with.
All right, speaking of John Lowry Sr., let's get his thoughts on where his team is right now in this do-or-die in the postseason.
Well, I think everybody knows what's at stake. Sometimes I think, especially with this age group, they get so much information from so many different sides. We just got to be able to go out and play. I mean, that's the key to it. Go out and enjoy the moment and stay in your routines and just play and, give it your best and hope for the best. That's basically where we're at this point. We feel good. We know we can play with them. We've had leads late in the last 2 games, and but you got to give Hampshire credit. I mean, they're tenacious. Their program's turned these last couple of years. I think they've got some solid kids, and they're hungry. And we got to be able to match that intensity that they have. And but with that being said, we're back to where we got our 2 top guys that are available. We got Dylan. He's available since we didn't play yesterday, and we'll just go out there and see what happens. That's just what it's all about at this point.
How big is it to have that home field advantage in the situation that you're in?
Well, I think any time, especially with the weather being the way it is, you got, well, we're going to try, we're not going to try. And that was the issue last night. Yesterday afternoon we had the hard shower. We got a picture. You can see water laying all over the place. Then we practiced in the outfield last night. But by that time, it would have appeared like we maybe could have played. But then we were concerned that, you bring them down here with the forecast of showers again. Well, as it turned out, we had another hard shower, so we wouldn't have been able to play. And if it's Martinsburg or if it's Musselman or if it's Washington or a school close by, then maybe you can afford to. But they're coming all the way down here, and then we knew they had to come back down here at 11 o'clock today because they're proms tonight. So I would hope that same consideration, if the shoe was on the other foot, would be extended, and that was the thinking behind the decision that was made last night, and it turned out to be a good decision.
Coach, good luck today. Thank you.
Thank you.
And there you hear from head coach John Lowry Sr. of the Jefferson Cougars some of his thoughts heading into this one, giving us an idea of just what this facility looked like last night, those decisions that go into the game being delayed to today. And right now, if you look ahead to the forecast on Monday, more showers through the day tomorrow and Monday, meaning a Jefferson win today, and they may not decide this sectional championship until next Tuesday.
It'd be awful nice to go a couple days without rain around the area. I'd be
I'll
okay
take a
with
month.
that. Yeah, I was going to say, it'd be okay. And watch it once sports end and everything, and especially once baseball season ends, I guarantee it won't rain a drop the entire month of June. Because we won't have to plan anything around it. They won't have to plan anything around it. That's just how the world goes sometimes.
All right, let's take another break on our pregame show brought to you by W. Harley Miller Systems, online at WHMsystems.com or phone 304-350-1931, providing custom integration services for home and office automation, home theater, networking, audio, video distribution, and more. We'll continue to preview the matchup and take a look at today's starting lineups after this 60-second break. It's West Virginia High School playoff baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Welcome to La Bella Vita, named for my Grandma Vita. Our mountaintop getaway honors her legacy while complementing the home's spectacular views. This recently renovated property boasts a breathtaking landscape of Deep Creek Lake while providing great open interior spaces for a sensational vacation. You'll immediately notice the great room allows for entertaining, dining, and relaxing after long days on the lake or skiing on the slopes of Wisp. Your family and friends will enjoy relaxing in all the open spaces. The home features 6 bedrooms, including 4 that are private suites. And each of the 4 levels of this home feature amazing visibility as far as the eye can see. Like our family, we hope you enjoy making memories here on the mountain. We love sharing the spacious, warm, and inviting home that overlooks the lake. Cheers to the beautiful life, La Bella Vita.
We welcome you back into Sager Field. Time to take a look at today's starting lineups, brought to you by D&N Auto Specialist, where honesty is their best policy. Get it fixed right the first time at D&N Auto. Phone 304-267-4078. We begin with the visiting Hampshire Trojans, 12-18 on the season, led by head coach Chad Van Meter, assisted by Eric Hott, Brian Potter, Barry Crawford, and Eric Beeman. For Hampshire, Tristan Everett is the starting shortstop. He's in the leadoff, followed by starting pitcher Eli Hott. He'll bat second. The number 3 hitter in left field is Luke Carroll. Cleanup hitter, catcher Dustin Hott. Batting fifth at first base, Colin Salser. The number 6 hitter, center fielder Trey Bryson. Batting seventh at third base, Grant Landis. The number 8 hitter is right fielder Wes Landis. And batting ninth, second baseman Alex Hott. So that's Everett, Hott, and Carroll. Hott, Sulzer, and Bryson. Landis, and Hott in the bottom part of the order. That is the starting 9. No DH for Hampshire. Now for the Jefferson Cougars, led by head coach John Lowry Sr., assisted by J.P. Jones, Chuck Hamilton, Ken Cross, and Mark Rotruck. For Jefferson, Hayden Stang is in left in leadoff. Batting second, playing second, Taylor Tennant. The number 3 hitter is catcher Colson Titus. And batting cleanup right fielder Corey Daly. Batting fifth, center fielder Stevie Lee. The number 6 hitter at first base, Zach Rose. Batting seventh, third baseman Cullen Horowitz. Designated hitter Dylan McCartney will bat eighth in the true DH role for starting pitcher James Walsh. And batting ninth at shortstop is Camian Gonzalez. So again, Stang, Tennant, and Titus, followed by Daly, Lee, and Rose. Horowitz, McCartney, and Gonzalez round out that Jefferson batting order with Walsh on the hill. Lineups brought to you by D&N Auto, family owned and operated since 1974. Set up your appointment, phone 304-267-4078. We'll take a break and then come back with today's opening pitch on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Welcome to La Bella Vita, named for my Grandma Vita. Our mountaintop getaway honors her legacy while complementing the home's spectacular views. This recently renovated property boasts a breathtaking landscape of Deep Creek Lake while providing great open interior spaces for a sensational vacation. You'll immediately notice the great room allows for entertaining, dining, and relaxing after long days on the lake or skiing on the slopes of Wisp. Your family and friends will enjoy relaxing in all the open spaces. The home features 6 bedrooms, including 4 that are private suites. And each of the 4 levels of this home feature amazing visibility as far as the eye can see. Like our family, we hope you enjoy making memories here on the mountain. We love sharing the spacious, warm, and inviting home that overlooks the lake. Cheers to the beautiful life, La Bella Vita.
Back again at Sager Field in the Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10 Procter & Gamble broadcast booth. For information on a career with Procter & Gamble in Berkeley County, visit pgcareers.com. Along with Matt Crawford, I'm Matt Miller. John Alderton running our TV 10 camera. Mike Emery, our studio engineer. This is a nice broadcast booth. We are in the great outdoors at a folding table, some folding chairs right behind the brick backstop. A great view for today's game.
Absolutely, and beautiful weather here today. We've been having a couple of hot days here recently, but really nice here today. A little overcast, not a whole lot of breeze blowing, not like we saw for the first few innings at Hedgesville last night. The wind was blowing about 30 there at times and helped some balls get out of the ballpark. Also helped some routine pop flies turn into doubles and triples. But a beautiful day for baseball here, and looking forward to it.
Towing that pitching rubber, James Walsh, getting ready for a key start for him.
Yeah, and I think in this area he kind of gets overshadowed by guys like Chase DeLauder and even his own teammate Taylor Tennant. But Walsh coming into this game having a whale of a season, a 5-1 record, an 8.94 ERA, and 31 1/3 on the mound. 18 hits given up, just 6 runs. Only 4 of those runs are earned. 47 strikeouts to just 8 walks. So he is having a fantastic season and in a big situation here this morning.
And I think that's the reason why he gets the baseball in this moment, a must-win for the Jefferson Cougars. Well, we are getting ready for today's opening pitch. It's brought to you by the Mortgage Center on Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg, where Mark and Cheryl Savitt treat you like family with personal one-on-one service, walking with you from application to settlement with low interest rates and closing costs. Hey, don't let anyone throw you a curve when it comes to your mortgage. Phone 304-267-9040 for the Mortgage Center or online at mortgagefinancing.com. Tristan Everett will step into the batter's box to get this one started after the entire infield gathers with starting pitcher James Walsh on the back slope of the mound, and now they get ready to go to work.
Everett, a .312 hitter in that leadoff spot, 34 for 109 on the season, 15 runs driven in. He's added 11 walks to bump that on-base percentage to .372.
First pitch of the game, a fastball right down the middle taken for strike one, and today's opening pitch coming at 11:01. The morning game of baseball. Here's a fastball down low, 1 strike to Everett.
Only other time we've been out in the morning here, or out in the morning this season, is down in Myrtle Beach.
That's right. Walsh to the plate with a pitch lined foul down the right field line. This one getting back out of play. Counted a ball and 2 strikes now on Tristan Everett. And there is a key for James Walsh. We heard that key. Chad Van Meter talking to us about his Hampshire team and telling them, hey, guys, when you're on the mound, you got to throw strikes. Get ahead of hitters. Right now, Walsh in front of ball and 2 strikes. He wants a different baseball from Neil Ryman-Schneider, who is our plate umpire. At first base, Woody Beasley. Our second base umpire, Brian Collins, and Keith Allison is at third. Curveball on the 1-2. Everett with a swing and a miss, and he's down on strikes.
That was a good off-speed pitch. Started a little inside, then had some late movement. Didn't move a whole lot, but just moved about 3 or 4 inches and quickly right at the end. James Walsh now 48 strikeouts on the year. Strikeout number 14 for Everett.
1 down, base is empty for Eli Hott. He is today's opposing pitcher. Hott, the right-hand batter, will take one down low and outside. That is ball 1. That one squirting away from Colson Titus. Titus behind the plate, Walsh on the hill. Zach Rose at first, Taylor Tennant plays second. Camian Gonzalez, the shortstop, Cullen Horowitz at third. Walsh ready, and the pitch lifted in the air into shallow left field. Camian Gonzalez, the shortstop, out, and in the grass makes the grab for out number 2.
And on that play, you saw Colin Horowitz playing inside the bag, so he immediately had to turn and run back. Probably would have been his ball if he was playing normal depth, but a good job by Gonzalez rolling back behind the third base position, had shortstop, and making a great play for out number 2.
Setting up the Jefferson outfield, left to right, Hayden Stang, Stevie Lee, and then Corey Daly. 2 outs, nobody on. Luke Carroll, the batter, and he takes that curveball for strike 1. Nice pitch, started about middle of the plate and then broke across that outside corner.
Yeah, it's not drastic, but it's late and it's quick right at the end.
Walsh comes back with a fastball, fouled straight back into the netting. Count at no balls and 2 strikes. Nice crowd on hand for a Saturday morning, and a cloudy one at that. Good to get it in now, though. Showers expected later today. 0-2 delivery, missing low and outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Hard to imagine there's going to be rain this afternoon. I can't believe that.
Believe it, it's probably coming. 1-2 the count to the senior left fielder. Here comes that 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss. Good fastball on the outside edge. Carroll swings right through it. A pair of strikeouts for James Walsh as he sets down the side in order in Hampshire's first at bat. Through a half an inning, Hampshire nothing. Jefferson coming to the plate. We are back once again here at Sager Field as the Jefferson Cougars take on the Hampshire Trojans in a sectional championship game, a Hampshire win. They'll claim that title for the first time since 2013. A Jefferson win, and it will force a decisive championship game right now scheduled for Monday at 6, but with the weather forecast, could be Tuesday at 6. We'll wait and see.
Eli Hott getting in his warm-up pitches, and let's break down what we know about him. He throws right-handed and wears number 9. On the Game Changer website, that has been really good for us getting stats for everybody. Even down at Myrtle Beach, we were able to get stats for pretty much everybody, and that usually includes pitching stats, but unfortunately I couldn't get pitching stats for this Hampshire team, so can't give you a full breakdown of what Eli Hott has done this year. No, he's not their overall number 1, because that is who threw in the first game that these two teams face against each other in the sectional round, but we will probably be able to get a pretty good idea as this game goes on.
Well, just judging by the warm-up pitches, doesn't seem like he's going to be extremely overpowering, so location will be key, but he did have a pretty nice-looking breaking pitch, and that'll be perhaps, again, another key for Eli Hott as he will go to work facing junior left fielder Hayden Stang in the Jefferson leadoff spot. Left-hand hitter against the right-hand pitcher. First pitch at the bottom of the first. Fastball on the outside edge for strike 1.
Staying in the leadoff spot, 31 for 88, a 352 average, 11 walks, and a 457 on-base percentage.
Swings and fouls. The 0-1 pitch out of play, third base side. No balls and 2 strikes. And there we see Hott getting on top of the first batter. Like that on-base percentage for Stang. You want that leadoff guy on as much as possible. And when you look at the numbers scoring-wise for Stang, 34 runs scored. Fouls the 0-2 again, back out of play. Count holding no balls and 2 strikes. His 34 runs scored leads the team. So he's been setting the table, and the guys behind him have been bringing him in. Hott ready from the windup. Here's the pitch. There's that breaking pitch down low and outside. Stang lets it go by for ball 1.
That's a good eye by Hayden Stang. That was, again, a ball that broke a little bit late, similar to what we saw from James Walsh in the top of the first inning. Not overly aggressive on the curve, but it just has that little bit of late movement.
Fastball up and in to even the count 2-2.
Good at bat for Hayden Stang. This will be pitch number 6 he's seen, and that's what you want from a leadoff hitter. Even if they don't get on, you want them to make the pitcher throw everything in the arsenal.
Here's a fly ball into shallow left near the line. Luke Carroll, the left fielder, coming in on it, will get there to make the grab for out number 1. Stang took it the other way, popped it up into shallow left. Carroll playing it well, read it off the bat, and able to make the play. A cloudy day for baseball. Don't know if that could create any of an impact on a ball in the air for an outfielder, maybe being able to pick that up in the clouds. Taylor Tennant standing in. Second baseman batting with 1 down, nobody on, and he'll take a fastball on the outside corner for strike 1. Had some pretty good pop to it.
I guarantee you they'd rather look up into the clouds than look up into the sun.
Yeah, absolutely. The sun can definitely be bad down here on this field, although more in the evenings, I think, probably than the straight day game. This pitch a little up and away, 1 ball, 1 strike, because we know when we're here in the evenings, it tends to be behind our position, which makes it hard for the shortstop and third baseman and left fielder in particular. Tennant cues the 1-1 off the end of the bat. Foul ball rolling over towards the Jefferson on deck circle. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Tennant batting .419 on the season's 31 hits. Has added 19 runs driven in, 10 walks, 19 strikeouts. Those 10 walks good enough to bump that on-base percentage to .477.
Swing and a miss at the 1-2 pitch. Again, some late movement on that one. Tennant down on strikes.
So far on this one, looks like we're going to see a battle of whose curveball can last the longest. Very similar curveballs between Hott and James Walsh. Again, it's not necessarily the amount they break, it's just the quickness and when they break, very close to the plate.
Brings up Colson Titus. He will take strike 1. Hott doing a nice job working that outside part of the plate. Titus, one of 4 sophomores in today's Jefferson starting lineup. Bounces this one foul on the first base side. No balls and 2 strikes to count. You've got Titus, and then later on, Zach Rose, Cullen Horowitz, and Camion Gonzalez. So some young guys getting some great experience, trying to lead this team to a sectional championship. Titus takes the fastball, misses high, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Bodes well for the future. And we looked at this Jefferson team last year, Matt, and thought coming in that this could be a team that could compete when you looked at some young guys last year playing. Titus takes, breaking pitch down low, 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Yeah, I think this team right now is set up for the next couple of years with all the young talent they have.
At 2-2 from Hott, misses down low and outside. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Was it me, or did it look like he kind of dropped the arm angle down just a little bit as that one missed outside?
Just a little bit. He's gone away from the curveball the last couple of pitches, too, trying to get a good location on that fastball. See what the 3-2 looks like here.
That 3-2 is a bouncing ball foul, third base side, and we'll do it again. Titus will step back in, awaiting that 3-2 delivery with the bases empty, 2 outs, no score, bottom half of inning number 1. Game scheduled to go 7. Here's the payoff pitch. Swinging a fly ball straight away center field. Trey Bryson has it measured. He's got it, and the side is retired. So a good start for both pitchers in this one as each team goes in order in their first at bat. 1 inning in the books. Your score, Hampshire nothing and Jefferson nothing.
17.
Top half of inning number 2. Cloudy skies, our game time temperature. Let's see where we're at. We're supposed to get to about 62 by the end of the day, and right now at 60 degrees. We're expecting some rain later in the day tonight. Rain continuing in 53. Clouds and rain on Sunday, and tomorrow's high only 55. Clouds and some showers in the forecast Monday as well. That high about 62.
Any big Mother's Day plans tomorrow?
Tomorrow, yeah, going to hang out with the family. We'll be at my parents' house. Looking forward to it. How about for you?
Yeah, just hanging out with the family tomorrow.
Dustin Hott to get things started in this second inning. Takes a fastball high from James Walsh in the first. It needed just 10 pitches, 7 for strikes to set down the side in order, including a pair of strikeouts. Comes back with a fastball at the knees. That is a strike to Hott, 1-1.
We had Walsh throwing 10 pitches in the first inning. Also had 2 strikeouts.
Colin Salser, Trey Bryson due next. Fastball on the 1-1, fouled out of play. That one off the first base side. It's a ball and 2 strikes. From what I understand in my conversation with Coach Chad Van Meter, Dustin, who's at the plate, and our number 9 hitter, Alex, are brothers. And later in the lineup, when we get to the 7 and 8 hitters, keep a close eye on those guys as the 1-2 pitch just missed off the outside corner. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Grant Landis and Wes Landis in the 7 and 8 spot. They're twin brothers.
So where does Eli Hott fit in?
I don't know. Must be like a cousin or something. Swing and a miss at the 2-2 pitch, and Dustin Hott goes down on strikes for out number 1.
Third strikeout of the game so far for James Walsh, so he is cruising right along in this one.
Does he seem sneaky fast with that fastball? Because he's got kind of a slow wind-up into his delivery, and then boom, it seems like that fastball's right on top of you. It'll bring to the plate Colin Salser, and he will take high ball 1.
I think it's just all about your mechanics and the arm angle and making sure you're coming downhill when you're throwing.
This one missing down low. 2 balls and no strikes. Salser, that's S-U-L-S-E-R. Senior first baseman batting in the number 5 spot in the order. 1 out, nobody on. We're in the top of the second, no score. 2-0 to the plate. That one's right down the middle. Salzer was taking, apparently till he saw a strike with the count 2-0, now 2-1.
Think about at the high school level at this point in the season, Walsh is only walking a guy about every 4 innings.
2-1 pitch popped foul into the netting just to the right of our broadcast position. It stays in the field of play. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
How often do you see a high school kid with those numbers at this point in the season?
Not often. How many times do you see guys on higher levels walking that few of batters? 2 ball, 2 strike pitch, and that fastball there for a called strike 3. Belt high outside corner, and Salzer down looking.
4 strikeouts now for James Walsh, and that was a good batter for Walsh. Got behind on the count 2-0, then 3 straight strikes, a foul ball in there by Salzer as well, but a good battle back for James Walsh for out number 2.
Brings up sophomore Trey Bryson. Pretty young team as well for Hampshire. Curveball, low and away, ball 1. This starting lineup has 5 seniors, 3 sophomores, and Alex Hott in the number 9 spot is a freshman. So they've got 4 underclassmen. Bryson takes, down low and outside, 2-0. Back-to-back batters. Walsh has gone 2 balls and no strikes.
I was hoping it's the same result as the last batter, where 3 straight strikes afterwards.
Walsh kind of gathered his thoughts, comes back and delivers that strike knee high down the middle. Did you notice when I gave you the classes of the starting 9, 5 seniors, 3 sophomores, 1 freshman? Pitch to the plate, popped foul over towards the dugout and out of play off the first base side. That one getting in behind the indoor batting and training facilities. Count now at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Actually hitting off the top of the batting facility. If you could play it on the 1 bounce, it would have been an out. Rose able to bring it in.
You allow that in playground ball sometimes, but not this one. Swinging away at the 2-2. This ball hit into the gap in left center field, dropping down for a base hit. Trey Bryson putting that one into left center for a 2-out single. And we have our first base runner of the game.
And didn't get a whole lot on that hit, just was able to bloop it behind the shortstop. Came in Gonzalez. Hayden Stank coming in, didn't go overly aggressive to get that baseball because I think he realized it was going to drop in as he was playing too far back.
Yeah, play that one on a bounce. Make sure it doesn't get by you for any extra bases. So Bryson has a single. He's aboard at first. Brings up third baseman, number 7 hitter, Grant Landis. And Landis will take a letter high strike 1. Back to my point, not a junior in this Hampshire lineup. So when these 5 seniors graduate, not sure what the senior class may look like next year. Here's a toss over to first. Might end up being a bit of a thin junior class as I look at their roster. I see just 2 juniors listed on the roster and not in the starting lineup. Grant Landis will await. Now that 0-1 pitch, here it comes. A swing and a miss. Count now 0-2.
Landis a 247 hitter. That's 18 for 37. He's driven in 7 on the year. 6 walks, 14 strikeouts, a 321 on base percentage.
Bryson with his lead and the toss over. He'll go back in on the dive. Walsh paying close attention, trying to keep Bryson a little bit closer. 0-2 the count to Landis. Stands in the very back of that right-hand batter's box. Swings and misses at the high fastball. Down on strikes he goes. And for James Walsh, he will strike out the side in the Hampshire second inning. There was a 2-out single. The base runner left stranded at first. Through 1.5, it remains Hampshire 0 and Jefferson 0. Early indications are a pitcher's duel developing here at Sager Field. No score as we go to the bottom of the second inning. 2 at-bats so far for Hampshire. 5 strikeouts, 1 pop-out, and 1 base hit in Jefferson's first at-bat. A pair of flyouts and a strikeout as they went in order. Eli Hott back out there for his second inning. We had him at 17 pitches, 11 for strikes in the first. Corey Daly to get it started. Right fielder in the cleanup spot. Hott ready, and the first pitch of this bottom of the second, a fastball high for ball 1. I wonder if Hott is a fan of Max Scherzer. See how he kind of puts the ball in the glove and stretches the arms up over top of his head and then comes down and comes set before delivering the pitch, a la of what Scherzer does for the Nationals. This pitch up, 2 balls and no strikes.
Did you just use the term a la?
Yeah, like same as, or... Here's a delivery that is taken for a strike on the 2-0. That one popped in and out of the catcher's mitt of Dustin Hott.
It is very similar, I'll give you that.
But not like the way that I described it, not the Allah. Oh.
It's an interesting take.
Fastball just off that outside edge. Very good eye by Daly to lay off that one. 3 balls and a strike.
So far we've seen that outside corner not stretching out too far beyond the plate.
Again, he tries to go to that outside corner and does not get the call. That one off the outer edge, and that is ball 4. So a leadoff base on balls, and Jefferson has a runner for Stevie Lee. Now we'll see how Hott responds with the runner on base, as he'll now go to work from the stretch as opposed to the windup. Daly, good speed, stretches out his lead, and it's a quick toss over to send him back on the dive. Stevie Lee, a left-hand hitter, will have a hole to hit through as Salser holds the runner at first. Hott ready in the pitch, and it misses inside. Snap throw behind the runner too late. Stevie Lee was sliding his hand up as though to lay down a bunt, and that's got the third baseman Landis coming into the grass.
Seen Stevie Lee fake that bunt, pull back, and drive one into center field a couple different times this year.
The 1-0 is due. No indication of a bunt this time, and that pitch just misses. Hott held that one there, trying to get the call, but our plate umpire Neil Ryman-Schneider says too low.
No, Hott threw it there. I'm just giving you a hard time.
And another Hott caught it. Here's that 2-0, and it is a strike on the inside corner. Now 2-1 to Stevie Lee. Zach Rose due next. Nobody out, a runner at first, and no score, bottom half of the second inning. Daly stays put as this pitch is on the inside corner for a called strike 2. That one just about belt high, would have been in on the hands of Lee. Let it go by, and now he'll choke up on the bat slightly as he awaits that 2-ball, 2-strike pitch, and time taken by the batter.
Stevie Lee, a .309 hitter on the season, 2 home runs, second in home runs on this team, 7 behind Cullen Horowitz, who's got 9.
Another throw over to first, and Daly back in with that head-first dive.
And how often do you have a guy that hits 9 home runs batting 7th in a lineup?
Hott again, peers over his shoulder at the runner. There goes the runner, pitch to the plate, lifted in the air into shallow right center field. A long run for the center fielder. He's got it. Bryson going to throw back in behind the runner and could not get him as it gets by the first baseman. Nice job backing up the play by pitcher Eli Hott to play that one on a bounce. Daly fortunate to get back after that shallow fly ball, and a nice catch by Trey Bryson, and with his momentum coming in towards first, trying to throw in behind the runner.
Got past Salser at first base. Had 2 guys backing up, and as Dustin Hott was going to pass the ball back to Eli Hott, looked like he missed time to throw and hit Corey Daly in the face standing at first base.
Yeah, they paused for a moment. He said, hey, I didn't mean that in any way. And I think that was understood as we get back to action with the first pitch to Zach Rose, a fastball missing inside, ball 1. Rose, another left-hand batter, will have that hole to hit through as Daly stretches out his lead. Salser holds him there. Pitch down and in, gets away from Dustin Hott. That'll probably be a pass ball advancing the base runner.
Yeah, a ball that should have been caught. It was about shin high, so still a few inches above the dirt. It's a tough backhand play to make, but one that, I think is going to go down as pass ball.
Well, I think, judging by the conversation, is Dustin hot out to talk to Eli? I wonder if he got crossed up a little bit. Maybe wasn't expecting that pitch there, because he clearly didn't get the glove. You could see how that ball hit the glove and bounced off. And he didn't get the pocket of the glove on the ball. So the 2-ball, no-strike pitch due. Now a runner in scoring position at second. Here it comes, and it's popped foul out of play along the left field side. Now 2 balls and a strike to Rose. One of 4 sophomores, young guys in this Jefferson order. Good size as he steps back into that left-hand box. Stands near the back of the box, that kind of wide open stance where he can kind of lift that front foot and then just put it right back down again. Hot to the plate, and it's a bouncing ball towards the second baseman. Alex Hott comes up with that one and makes the throw to Sulcer at first. Rose is retired on the ground out that goes 4-3. Advancing to third on that ground ball out is Corey Daly. A run 90 feet away with 2 down for Cullen Horowitz.
Horowitz 31 for 81, 383 batting average. Mentioned earlier, 9 home runs, 29 driven in. He's got 28 strikeouts on the year as well, so a true power hitter. Can hit him far, can also strike out a good bit.
And the first pitch to Horowitz in there for strike one. Good fastball. Maybe just a little above belt high. Catching that outside part of the plate. Horowitz with that nice bat waggle in behind the earpiece on the batting helmet as he awaits and now swings, grounds it sharply to the third baseman. Dropping it is Landis. He'll pick it up and still have time to throw out Cullen Horowitz. Nice play by Grant Landis. Didn't panic as that one hit in and out of the glove. Stayed with it, picked it up, and got plenty on the throw. The ground out 5-3 brings the inning to a close. There was a walk, a passed ball, and a ground ball. Advanced Daly to third, but he'll be left in scoring position. 2 innings in the books, and it remains Hampshire nothing, Jefferson nothing. We go to the top half of inning number 3 in a scoreless tie. The third inning, always our trivia inning. It's brought to you by the Hagerstown Suns and Haas's Steak and Sea. They're in the Aiken Center on Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg. Check them out on Facebook. And remember, for a great meal at a great price, stop by Haas's Steak and Sea, where your family wants to eat. We'll present a trivia question and the station telephone number as we go through this top of the third. First person to call and get through to Mike Emery with the correct answer, picking up 4 tickets to a future Hagerstown Suns minor league baseball game and $30 in gift certificates to enjoy dinner at Haas's Steak and Sea. First pitch of this top of the third, fouled to the backstop by Wes Landis for strike one. The Hagerstown Suns with a win yesterday in a South Atlantic League play. Shut out Lakewood 3-0 to wrap up the quick 3-game series in homestand. Foul ball slowly rolling third base side for Landis. Count at 0-2. Suns are out on the road again at 7:05 tonight. They're in Salisbury, Maryland, Arthur W. Purdue Stadium to take on the Delmarva Shorebirds. 0-2 pitch. Here it comes. Fastball lifted in the air. Shallow right center field. And the right fielder ranging back and over. And Corey Daly will make that grab. Good job moving to his right. Reaching up, making the backhand catch for out number 1.
Ball not hit very deep. Corey Daly having to charge in. Then to his right, our left. But a good play in the outfield for out number 1.
One away, bases empty for the left-handed hitting Alex Hott. Number 9 hitter and starting second baseman. First pitch to him, a breaking pitch on the inside corner for strike one. Let's give you the station telephone number, 304-263-6540. Get ready to dial. We'll give you the trivia question in a moment. Fastball works up and away, 1 ball, 1 strike. Here is today's trivia question. We want you to name the current Major League player who has more home runs than singles for his career. The 1-1 pitch, a strike on that outside edge. Now a ball and 2 strikes.
I know this one.
You know this one?
I do. I saw it on SportsCenter the other day.
The 1-2 delivery. This one fouled back. Holding it a ball and 2 strikes. One more time, name the current Major League player who has more career home runs than singles. Hey, quit looking at your phone.
I'm looking at the weather.
There.
I saw some clouds. I told you I knew the answer already.
You saw some clouds. There are nothing but clouds in the skies. The 1-2 pitch gets bounced to the backstop just to the right of our position. What do you mean you see clouds? Matt has eyesight that others don't. There are particular clouds that he sees amongst the many clouds that are out there. Fastball again fouled back, hot. Doing a nice job staying alive and making Walsh work to get the out.
He has fouled off 3 pitches in this at-bat. The pitch number 7 coming up.
Mike, back at the studio, when you do get a winner, just text either Matt Crawford or myself. We'll know, and then we'll give the answer and tell you who our winner is in the bottom of the third. Alex Hott lays off this breaking pitch that misses outside. Count 2-2. 8th pitch of the at-bat coming up. Walsh to the plate, and the 2-2 pitch, high fastball, popped foul again, out of play, third base side. One more time, the trivia question, name the current Major League player who has more career home runs than singles. 304-263-6540, the station phone number. 2-2 pitch, high and outside, ball 3.
Regardless of how this ends, this is a fantastic at-bat for Alex Hott.
This will be the 10th pitch of the at-bat. And here comes pitch number 10, and again it is fouled. Again it will go down that left field line and hit right off the top of the fencing and carry him out of play.
All right, Hott can't foul off any more pitches. I'm running out of room to write foul balls on my score sheet.
Great at-bat. The 11th pitch coming up. 1 out, bases empty. No score, top of the third. And there's a strike on the inside corner, a called strike 3. Hott was ready to toss the bat aside and make his way towards first. He thought it missed low and in for ball 4 instead. That'll be strikeout number 6 for James Walsh.
And a good pitch. That the part of the plate hasn't been necessarily there the entire game, but a pitch close enough when you've had that good of an at-bat and you fouled off that many pitches, take another hack, foul another one off.
Back to the top of the order, and Tristan Everett, and he'll take low and outside for a ball. We had 28 pitches, 19 for strikes through 2 innings for Walsh. Just that at-bat alone going to bring that number up here in this half inning. Swinging away at the 1-0 pitch, Everett rips one past Gonzalez at short and out into left field for a base hit, the second hit today for Hampshire.
It was a very well hit ball. The first single of the game was kind of a bloop single behind Camey and Gonzalez. Tristan Everett earned that one, a very sharply hit ball right to the left of Gonzalez. Gonzalez took a little step to his right, but knew that one was going to get in the hole.
Both of the hits so far for Hampshire have come with 2 outs. It was a 2-out single for back in standing goes Everett, who is now 1 for 2, by the way. Everett had struck out his first time up. Stretches out his lead as Rose holds him on. Eli Hott in the right-hand batter's box, awaiting the first pitch. Here it comes, down low and outside for ball 1. Eli Hott 0 for 1. He popped out to the shortstop back in the first. A little bit of a breeze blowing out towards center, but shouldn't have any impact on today. 1 ball, no strike pitch. Missing down low, 2-0. Nice stop by Colson Titus. Make sure you keep that runner at first base.
James Walsh has put himself in a few 2-0 counts so far in this game. Has gotten out of most of them.
And we'll have time taken. Coach Cross is going to make his way out to the mound for a conversation with Walsh. Titus, the catcher, goes out, and it looks like the entire infield will gather together. Gives us a chance to check out some college baseball and softball as the Shepherd University Rams scored a 5-3 win over Concord yesterday in Mountain East Conference tournament play. Shepherd taking on Charleston. And that game should be going on even as we speak. I guess with the weather forecast down in the Beckley area, they were going to start early today. Was reading an 11 o'clock start time.
Now, if I look this up, you can accuse me of looking up the answer to the trivia question?
No, I'm looking over your shoulder. You said you think you know it. I'm going to take your word for it.
I know it.
Meanwhile, Shepherd softball with a 3-0 11-inning win over Lockhaven yesterday. They'll play in the championship game of the Atlantic Region bracket today. Here's a ground ball to the shortstop. Gonzalez is up with it. The throw across the diamond just a little bit low. Zach Rose can't dig it out, but I don't think they had him anyway. That was a slow bouncer, and Eli Hott was able to leg it out.
Yeah, that was a slow bouncer, and came in. Gonzalez did not charge that baseball at all. It was a slow bounce that he let come to him, so I don't think they had any chance of getting him, even if Rose was able to dig it out of the dirt.
Infield base hit will put runners at first and second, and we heard from Coach Chad Van Meter earlier about, it's not how many hits you get, it's when you get them, and they've put two together with 2 outs in this half inning to get a runner in scoring position. Walsh will pivot and look that runner back to second. No middle infielder there to cover, so no throw made. Luke Carroll at the plate. Left fielder and number 3 hitter, 0 for 1, a strikeout victim his first time up. Curveball down low and outside, bounces away from Colson Titus off to his left, and the base runners will advance. Everett made a wide turnaround third with nobody covering the plate. The pitcher eventually coming down, and the runners hold at second and third, advancing on the wild pitch in the dirt.
That's the first one that's got away from Walsh, and again, it's all about the timing of certain things. You can throw a curveball in the dirt that gets away from the catcher, and most of the time with the bases empty, it's not going to hurt anything. That now moves 2 runners into scoring position.
A ball and no strikes now to Luke Carroll. A lot of time being taken as neither batter nor pitcher quite ready. Here we go, action underway, 1-0 to the plate. That one right down the middle, 1 ball, 1 strike.
Update from that Shepherd game you were talking about. Top 7, 2 outs. It is 6-1 Charleston.
Wow. The 1 ball, 1 strike delivery off the outside corner may have been a bit low as well. 2 balls and a strike. Those two met last year in the championship round. And Shepherd got a win to force the decisive championship game, only to fall to Charleston in that title tilt. 2-1 pitch down in the dirt. Nice job, Colson Titus, getting his chest in front of that one, knocking it down, and holding the base runners at second and third. The count now, though, 3 balls and a strike to Luke Carroll. Walsh running into some trouble with 2 outs here in this 3rd inning, and it comes after that very lengthy at-bat for Alex Hott. That 11-pitch at-bat. He did get the strikeout. But after that has given up a couple of singles and now delivers on the 3-1 pitch in there for a strike. It's 3-2 and a chance for Walsh to get out of this inning without any damage. Runners in scoring position at second and third. 2 outs, no score. Top of the 3rd. 3-2 delivery. Bounced on the right side of the infield. Coming over is Taylor Tennant, and he makes that grab, turns and throws to first in time to get him.
That's a good play by Taylor Tennant. He was coming in on it in the baseball. The last hop before it got to him kind of kicked to the right, so he had to stick his glove out, make a good forehanded stop, and make a good throw over to first. A good job by Tennant.
The out recorded and the 2 base runners stranded in scoring position. And as we go to the bottom of the 3rd, it remains Hampshire nothing and Jefferson nothing. Moving to the bottom half of inning number 3, still no score between Jefferson and Hampshire here at Sager Field. The 8, 9, and 1 hitters coming up for the Jefferson Cougars. Mike Emery at the studio, our engineer, letting us know Jeff Nichols of Martinsburg is the winner of our third inning trivia contest, picking up the 4 tickets to a Hagerstown Suns minor league baseball game and $30 in gift certificates to Haas's Steak and See in the Akins Center on Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg.
It's on top of, around, near.
In the vicinity. Dylan McCartney, designated hitter, standing in and takes a strike from Eli Hott. The bottom of the third underway. Hampshire threatened in the top of the inning, but James Walsh able to get out of it, inducing that ground ball and a nice play by Taylor Tennant. Here's a strike on the inside corner. Count to McCartney at 0-2. McCartney batting today for the starting pitcher James Walsh in a true DH role. The 0-2 pitch fouled straight back into the netting as the count holds at 0-2. That one just a little above and to your left, right?
Knocked a yellow jacket right in front of me. Like he was perched watching the game, and ball hit right to the left of me, and all of a sudden I had a yellow jacket about 3 inches from my hand.
It's a tough seat for a yellow jacket. Swinging away at the 0-2, McCartney able to get a piece of it. Sends that pitch out to play first base side. It holds no balls and 2 strikes to the senior. Camian Gonzalez in the 9 spot in the order due next. Then back to the top of the order in Hayden Stang. Curveball fouled. Again straight back towards us, just a little above our broadcast position. Holding 0-2.
Did we say something bad about him the last time we called a game or something?
I don't remember. It's 3 straight, though, that he's been able to foul off with the count at 0-2. Now Hott going to miss high and away with this one. I think he just wanted to get one out there and see if he could get McCartney to chase, but that one was too far away. Now the 1-2, Hott from the windup. And it's a ground ball in the hole between third and short. The shortstop is there. That long throw across the diamond got him by a half a step. Nice play, Tristan Everett, to get the out at first.
I think a half a step is generous right there. That was a bang-bang play. Usually that tie goes to the runner.
6-3, the out is recorded. It will bring to the plate Camian Gonzalez out of the number 9 spot in the order. Gonzalez, a sophomore, a right-hand batter, swings, sends one foul. This one out of play along the first base side. No balls and a strike.
That's on TV for everybody to see.
Hayden Stang due next. Gonzalez trying to get something going as Jefferson still without a hit. They've had just 1 base runner, and that was on a base on balls. Here's a ground ball again towards short. Everett comes in on this one and makes that throw, and Gonzalez is retired. So back-to-back ground balls to shorts. 2 away. Base is empty for Hayden Stang, and let's check out our answer to today's trivia question. Name the Major League player who has more career home runs than singles, and the answer is...
Joey Gallo, right?
How do you know that?
I saw it on SportsCenter.
And he's also one of your home run guys.
He is
in your
my
home run league.
And he's also one of your Texas Rangers.
Yes. Hayden Stang, the left-hand batter, takes a pitch outside for ball 1. Stang 0 for 1 with a fly out to left his first time up. Here are the numbers. He's in the 5th year of his big league career with the Texas Rangers. Pitch to the plate and showing bunt. Stang takes. This is a strike. And Joey Gallo has 249 total hits, 100 home runs, 50 doubles, 6 triples, and 93 singles. Breaking pitch on that outside corner for a strike. Stang started to swing but held up and is down in the count of ball and 2 strikes. Some pretty amazing numbers. 100 home runs, just 93 singles. The stat I didn't look up that I probably should have was how many strikeouts, because Gallo is your typical power hitter.
I don't think as a Rangers fan you want to know how many strikeouts he has.
Hey, as long as he keeps hitting home runs, I'll take a strikeout now and again. So Joey Gallo of the Rangers, the answer to our third inning trivia. Fastball on the inside corner. It's a called strike 3. Stang caught looking, and it brings the inning to a close. And once again, Jefferson goes in order. We've got 3 innings in the books. It remains Hampshire 0 and Jefferson 0.
13.
13, 46. Number 4, we welcome you back to the Talk Radio WRNR and TV10 Procter & Gamble broadcast booth. Procter & Gamble in Berkeley County is now hiring. Go to pgcareers.com to apply. Along with Matt Crawford and John Alderton, I'm Matt Miller. Mike Emery, our studio engineer. John doing a great job with our camera work, and here with your play-by-play is Matt.
Giving John an awful lot of credit. You haven't seen his camera work today.
I'll go back and watch it. I'm sure it's good.
I'm sure it's fantastic. Always does a great job. Thanks to Mike Emery back at the studio, putting in some extra hours after the morning shift today. Also, congratulations to normal board op studio engineer Caleb Falero. Shepard graduating today. James Walsh back in. A swing and a miss to Dustin Hott, who gets this inning led off here in the top of inning number 4. A 0-0 tie and a pitcher's duel.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I'll give you the summary in a moment.
That 0-1 misses just a bit high and outside. Ball 1.
Hampshire, no runs, 3 hits, no errors, 3 left. They have left all 3 in, they have left 2 out of the 3 in scoring position. Jefferson, no runs, no hits, no errors. They've left only 1 on base, and that runner was left in scoring position.
A fastball on the 1-1. That one misses low. Ball 2. Dustin Hott struck out on 5 pitches, struck out swinging for out number 1 in the second. This one lifted into foul territory going down the right side, and that will go out of play down that right field line. Going over was Corey Daly to try to make the play.
Yeah, there is the bullpen area down there for Jefferson, and that's kind of out of my sight at least. I don't know how well you can see around the front edge of the dugout, but obviously the ball's still in play down in there. A long run for Daly and couldn't get to it.
And once it gets about 5 feet into foul territory, that is when I lose it.
It's when you look at the first base umpire and see if he sticks a fist in the air, and then you know the catch was made.
Here comes that 2-2. Hot lifts one into right field. Daly coming in, and he will make the play. Good job by Corey Daly, covering a lot of ground quickly as that ball was dropping fast. Route number 1.
I think he almost got there quicker than he thought as he ended up reaching up, making that catch just slightly above eye level. But, yeah, very nice play on a sharp hit ball.
1 down as it brings up Colin Salser. Salser, a strikeout-looking victim in the second for out number 2. First pitch to him. A strike on the outside edge.
Tell you, both of these pitchers have been very solid. They're hitting their spots. They've been typically getting ahead of the batters, and the defense is playing well behind them.
That 0-1 in for strike 2 on the outside corner. Back-to-back fastballs for James Walsh, just painting that outside third of the plate. Went from about belt high to knee high on the last 2 pitches. Here comes that 0-2. This one, a fastball lifted out of play, foul down the first base line, getting into the cow pastures behind Sager Field. Not sure they're going to want to go salvage that one.
I see a cow moving right now, probably moving away from where that ball hit.
That 0-2 pitch.
Curveball in the dirt.
Yeah, skipped away from Colson Titus for ball 1.
You know, Walsh, I'm sure with the 2 strikes, just trying to get one close that he might swing at and missed.
That 1-2 high and inside. He gets Salser to take a cut at, and he fouls it off. That one definitely above the letters. Trojans across the front of the green jersey tops for Hampshire. That one also jams Salser on the hands. Again with the 1-2 from Walsh, a breaking ball. This one, a chop around the third base line. Horwitz up with it, has to double clutch and pulls Zach Rose off the bag, and beating the throw out is Salser. Rose tried to apply the tag when he came off the bag, but was just too far off the baseline. So reaching on the E5 will be Colin Salser.
You could see Horowitz, coming in and measuring the hops to try to make sure he could get it on a good hop, and then just couldn't get it out of his glove. And then as he rushed that throw, it sailed on him just a bit. Nice play by Zach Rose to go across the back in front of the runner, catch it, and make sure it didn't get by for an extra base, but just couldn't apply the tag.
And what Horowitz is going to want back because he had plenty of time on that throw. Now a strike into Trey Bryson. Bryson singled that little bloop single into shallow left field back into second. The first base runner and hit of the game for either team at that point. So the first one for Hampshire. Ready with that O on that one. A little low. A good stab at it by Colson Titus. Pops up, checks back down to first to make sure Sulcer was not on the move. He wasn't. He's back in. The count now 1-1 to Trey Bryson. Walsh out of the stretch. He comes set, ready to deliver, and here is that 1-1. That one low and away on the fastball, ball 2.
And when these teams met in this tournament just a couple of days back, Hampshire scored their 4 runs on 4 hits. Jefferson scored their 2 runs on just 2 hits. 2 errors by Hampshire, 1 by Jefferson.
That 2 on this one is hit to Colin Horowitz again. He's up with it. Third to second. Tennett's got it for 1 over to first. A double play to get out of the inning. Colin Horowitz makes up for the air he had to put Sulcer on. Comes in on the slow roller, is able to throw it quickly to Taylor Tennant at second, and Tennant turns the double play quickly, getting it over to Zach Rose. That's going to be a 5-4-3 double play to end the inning. We'll go to the bottom of the 4th. When we come back, it's Jefferson 0, Hampshire 0. Welcome back into Sager Field, home of the Jefferson Cougars and home of sectional baseball. Here is Hampshire 1 win away from facing Hedgesville in the regional final tournament. Jefferson needs to win 2 straight if they want to face the Hedgesville Eagles. Hedgesville getting the win over Musselman last night in mercy rule fashion, 13-3. It was Parker Martin with that eventual game-winning hit in the bottom of inning number 6. Taylor Tennant set to lead it off. Here's a ground ball to Everett at shortstop. Everett up with it and quickly over to first. Sulcer brings it in for out number 1. So 1 pitch, 1 out here to start the bottom of inning number 4.
And Martin got the start and did a nice job on the mound last night as well for the Hedgesville Eagles to push them into the regional finals. You mentioned Hampshire would face Hedgesville in that regional final. Last time Hampshire was in the regional was 2013. And who did they face? Hedgesville.
Brings up Colson Titus, and Titus takes ball 1 high and inside.
That was a heck of a game out at Hedgesville as well, as the Eagles went on for a 4-3 victory in a very well-played game.
1-0 to Titus, misses a bit low, ball 2.
And, of course, Hedgesville went on that year in 2013 to win their first ever baseball state championship.
Colson Titus dribbles 1, cue balls it off the front of the bat. Hot coming over to the foul line, diving in first. The head first slide is Colson Titus at first base with the ball beating him there. Good play by Eli Hot, fielding his position up that first base line and making a quick toss over to Sulcer at first base for out number 2, a pitch that Titus hit truly right off the end of the bat, and that one barely is staying fair. But it did go on about probably 65 feet up the line, and a great play by Eli Hot. Brings up Corey Daly as Daly takes ball 1 just a bit off the plate.
Tell you, some close plays at first base. The Trojans have made the defensive plays. Talking with Coach Van Meter before the game, he said that's one of the things they've talked about, making the routine plays. The plays you're supposed to make, guys, we got to go out and make those, and so far today they have.
Here comes that 1-0 to Corey Daly. That one misses low and inside, ball 2. Daly reached on a walk in inning number 2. Got all the way to third in that inning, but could not get home. That 2-0. That one a strike on the outside corner. Count now 2-1.
Daly so far has been the only base runner for Jefferson with that leadoff walk in the second.
Here comes that 2-1. That one lifted into left center field. That's going to be in for a base hit. Luke Carroll up with it, and it's going to send it back into the infield, but it's a 2-out hit for Corey Daly, and 1 runner on now for the Jefferson Cougars, and that is their first hit of this ball game here in inning number 4, and very similar to the first game these two teams played against each other in that sectional tournament. Just 2 hits for the Cougars in that one.
Well, and for whatever reason, all of the action happening with 2 outs so far in this game. It was a 2-out single in the second for Hampshire and a 2-out single again in the third. Here is a base hit for Jefferson, but also with 2 outs.
Corey Daly will be on the move. That pitch high to Stevie Lee, and Dustin Hott not able to even make a throw. So in standing will be Corey Daly at second, as Hott just couldn't quite get the grip he wanted and didn't want to risk airmailing that one into center field and allowing Daly to get to third. So Corey Daly into second with a stolen base, and now runner in scoring position. That pitch missed high to Stevie Lee, so here comes that 1-0 and a swing and a miss, as Lee now evens the count at 1-1.
A pretty good pitch that time from Hott. Good decision by Coach Lowry. Go ahead and put that runner in motion. You got a speedy guy like Daly, get him into scoring position. Now a 2-out base hit, and you come up with a run.
Check back into second. Nobody covering, so first one back to the bag is Corey Daly. No throw by Eli Hott on the mound, as he will wait for Stevie Lee to step back in the left-handed batter's box. Now Tozer Auburn is ready to deliver that 1-1. Quickly checks back at second. Now here comes that 1-1. Stevie Lee lifts it foul and out of play. Down the third base line. 2 strikes now on today's starting center fielder, the number 5 batter in the lineup today for the Cougars.
Stevie Lee trying to make something happen here with 2 outs and that runner in scoring position. You get a feeling that whichever team can get that first run is going to have a huge advantage in this one.
Ready with that 1-2. Hott now ready to deliver. Breaking ball lifted into right field. Coming in is Wes Landis, and he will make the catch falling down for out number 3. A great play by Wes Landis at right field. Coming in, ended up having to hit the deck and ended up face first on the ground in right field, but holds on to the baseball for out number 3. So a runner stranded in scoring position is Corey Daly for the second time in this ball game. No runs come across here in the bottom of inning number 4. We're still scoreless. We'll go to the 5th next. This is high school baseball on Talk Radio, WRNR, and TV 10. Top of inning number 5. We're still scoreless in a pitcher's duel between James Walsh and Eli Hott. So far between the two, just 4 hits given up. 2 hits in the third inning for Hampshire, 1 in the second. Jefferson just able to get their first hit in the bottom of inning number 4. It was a single to left field by Corey Daly. Grant Landis set to lead it off here in the top of the 5th for Hampshire. He swings through strike 1.
Hey, both pitchers continue to do what they've been asked to do, throw strikes, and the defense playing well behind them. We've had just 1 error.
That fastball on the outside corner for strike 2. Good job by James Walsh getting ahead of the batter Landis. Out of the windup, ready with that 0-2. Here's the pitch from Walsh. That one spiked in the dirt right in front of home plate. A good block by Colson Titus. Ball 1. Sun trying to come out here at Sager Field. Wouldn't quite call it sunny, but trying to get through some of these clouds.
Brightening clouds, maybe.
Yes. Walsh ready with that 1-2. That's a fastball driven to right field, but going to get foul. Stays in play, but in between the bullpen area and the foul line, down that right field line. Daly going over to get it, and we'll send it back in to the infield where Taylor Tennant will almost bocce ball it over to the dugout. Here comes that 1-2. This one hits a Taylor Tennant at second base. He's going to run it on it. A throw on the run, pulls Zach Rose off the bag, and Zach Rose can't hang on to it as it gets out of the glove. Reaching first safely will be Grant Landis, and I'm not sure who you're going to give that air on because it looked like Zach Rose was being pulled off the bag and the ball coming out of his glove almost simultaneously. So I think that was going to have to go down on Taylor Tennant.
Yeah, I believe the E4. Yep, that throw as he was coming in towards the plate and had to turn and kind of throw across his body went low and away.
Bunt pushed down the first base line. That one going to go foul. Coming in quickly was Zach Rose because if you look at the grass here at Sager Field, much higher than the dirt where the foul line paint is, so it can easily kick off the grass one way or another and either kick a ball foul if it's inside the foul line, or in that case could easily kick a ball fair. So strike 1 to Wes Landis. Grant Landis standing on first. The bunt looks like it's going to be laid down again. This one pulled back for strike 2. Guess Landis thought that one was going to be a bit below the strike zone. Ended up going right about at the knees for strike 2.
You could see the reaction of Coach Van Meter down in that third base coach's box. Now has the hands on hips, walking around in a circle. Thought that was a good pitch to have laid that bunt down.
That comes that 0-2. That one just a bit below the knees for ball 1.
No sign of trying to force that bunt with 2 strikes on him, where if you bunt it foul, it would be an out and go down as a strikeout. So it looks like Landis now going to swing away.
Here comes that 1-2 to Wes Landis. That one lifted out of play over top of our heads, right behind home plate.
And over top of the TV10 camera, Mike Hornby, everything is okay. Don't panic.
I did hear a little bit of a ding. I'm sure it was probably your Jeep sitting back there. Just kidding.
That's okay.
It's not going to hurt anything in that Jeep.
Nope, it's an old one.
Check back over to first base. Grant Landis back in safely on the dive.
Back in the day when my wife and I had a Suzuki Samurai, I had a sunroof, and we had one go in the sunroof here at Sager Field. Shattered the sunroof.
That 1-2, a swing and a miss on a breaking ball that ended up below the knees. A check throw back down to first. Grant Landis back in safely, but Wes Landis is retired on strikes for out number 1 in the inning. Good breaking ball. Started about belt high and ended up about shin high. Again, that late movement off the right arm of James Walsh. Now have that as strikeout number 7.
Yeah, but the first since that third inning. 8 batters had gone by between strikeouts. Walsh got just what he needed there.
Strike 1 to Alex Hott, the number 9 batter in the lineup today for Hampshire.
Back when that ball went through the sunroof, I parked directly behind the press box, as in right up against it. Went straight up in the air and then straight down through.
That 0-1 just a bit outside for ball 1.
Never a safe place to park around a baseball diamond unless you're far enough out of the way that a ball can never get there.
1-1 the count to Alex Hott. This one he takes high and outside, ball 2.
Now remember his first at bat, an 11 pitch at bat before he finally went down on strikes, and will have time taken as head coach John Lowry Sr. makes his way out to the mound.
Trying to maybe calm down Walsh a little bit. Can't imagine it will be anything else. Walsh pitching a gem in this one. Brings the whole infield in, and this almost looks like more of a infield meeting than anything. A quick conversation is.
Yep.
I'm not even sure Coach Lowry ever completely stopped as he met the infield about 3 steps away from the mound and walked in a couple more steps and turned right back around and is now heading back to the dugout. I'm sure about to take a seat on the stool.
If you'll notice, we've had a malfunction on the scoreboard apparently. The scoreboard has gone out.
You should remember in this one. No runs have been scored yet.
Okay, I've got that.
0-0. Count is 2-1 to Alex Hott. And here comes that 2 on that one. Lifted out into shallow left field. Gonzalez going back on it, and he will be run into. Does he hold on to it? He does. What a play by Camion Gonzalez. Hayden Stang came in and hit Gonzalez in the lower body, and those two hit the deck together.
And made contact, but a great play by Gonzalez to be able to hang on.
That is a lack of communication between the shortstop and the left fielder. I'm sure Hayden Stang thinking he had a better angle coming in onto this. He was coming in, Camion Gonzalez having to backpedal and side shuffle going out. But a great play by Gonzalez to hold on to the baseball. Everybody getting a second to collect themselves. Camion Gonzalez appears to be okay, and I think John Lowry Sr. wants to make sure of that as he will walk out and check on his starting shortstop. They both got up relatively quickly, so can't imagine there's any injury.
And I wonder if both were either calling for it and could not hear the other, or if perhaps, you know, as you said, Stang felt like he had the better angle, and with no real communication there, thought that Gonzalez might get out of the way. Either way, fortunate that they didn't drop that baseball and create a tough situation.
Coach Lowry also quickly pointing out some instructions to Taylor Tennant, taking full advantage of that walk back to the dugout. Stepping up to the plate now will be Tristan Everett.
Hey, you don't get to over 1,300 wins without understanding this game and when and how you can take advantage of opportunities.
Grant Landis still on first base. He reached on the air.
Oh, now apparently Hayden Stang feeling it after that collision. He's coming in out of left field right now.
And look, he probably got the brunt force of that as he came in and kind of barrel rolled into the side of Camion Gonzalez.
They're going to check him out, and I think he's going to end up coming out of this game. We're going to see a new left fielder, or at least he's coming in further. Talking with one of the assistant coaches right now, and then Coach Lowry going to be heading back out again.
Yeah, glove is off, and yeah, I think we have seen the end of the day for Hayden Stang.
Yeah, we can't tell from our angle if there's any blood or anything like that. I mean, that could be a case too. If it's a bloody nose or something like that, maybe something that they need to, you know, tend to.
Doesn't appear to be. Again,
right.
This could have been a rattle to the system or just, man, not sure. Don't want to speculate anything.
Oh,
And it looks like going out into left field, trying to get a number on the back of that jersey.
looks like an
18. So it looks like going out. We will have a 18 that is not on our roster.
You still have your phone shot of the initial?
I believe
lineup.
so.
Might be a chance to pick it up from there.
Let's quickly take a look at it. And this one just had the starting 9. So right now a 18 in left field, replacing Hayden Stang. We'll try to pull up the game changer in between innings and see if they have that quick update. Back to the top of the order now, Tristan Everett. He singled into the left, back in the third. Part of that 2-hit inning. Back-to-back hits in that second. He was the first of the 2. Eli Holt would then add an infield single. James Walsh out of the stretch, 2 outs as he checks back over to first, slips on the mound, and that one gets over Zach Rose, freezing halfway between first and second. A great job by Rose to get that ball quickly, and Landis is going to have to come back to first. Can't imagine that he couldn't have got to second on that ball. That was a case where James Walsh, with a quick spin and throw, slipped. I believe it was the back foot that slipped when he came down. And that ball went well to the left of Zach Rose. Here comes that first pitch to Everett. Misses low in the dirt for ball 1.
Well, finally some action again. It's been a while since the catch and the collision between Gonzalez and Stang, and then that wild throw to first.
That 1-0, a strike on the outer third of the plate, about belt high for strike one. The count 1-1 to Everett. Everett 35 hits now on the season. Came in with 34 after that infield, or after that single, as now he drives one to the left side, gets past Horowitz. Gonzalez up with it, throw over to second. Tennant brings it in for out number 3. So out number 3 going to be a fielder's choice, going 6-4 to end the inning. One runner reached on an error. Other than that, 3 up, 3 down after that. One strikeout in the inning for James Walsh. We will go to the bottom of inning number 5 when we come back. This is high school baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TB10. We're tied at 0.
When will I be able to retire? How do I make the most of the money I have? How do I leave a lasting legacy to my loved ones? I'm Philip McCoy, financial advisor with the Mirius Group, a private wealth advisory practice of Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated. Call us today at 304-263-4343 to help you make the most of your financial future. Our office is located at 1270 Winchester Avenue, Martinsburg, West Virginia.
Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated, member FINRA and SIPC.
Who went out to left field?
Catching some in-between inning chatters. We were trying to figure out a new fielder for Jefferson. Matt checking out the game changer. And what did you have, Matt?
I don't have the first name. They just give the initial and the last name on the page that I'm at right now. Let me see if I can go to the other page, and we will get this. That is Mason LaFollette, who will go in and play left field.
So Mason LaFollette in left, assuming also hitting for Hayden Stang.
All right, little hit here, kid. Let's get something started here.
Zach Rose stands in the lefty to get the bottom of the 5th started. He takes strike 1 at the knees. Grounded out to second base in his first at-bat in the 2nd inning.
All right, keep your head on it, level it out.
Open field in the center of the field. There's the 0-1, a breaking ball that missed outside, ball 1.
You feel the tension building as this game goes along with no score. Jefferson has to have the win to keep this tournament going.
That 1-1 to Rose, misses high, gets past Dustin Hott at the plate. The count now 2-1 to the first baseman, Rose.
A Jefferson victory, and these two teams would meet right back here again, scheduled for Monday night at 6. A Hampshire win, and they're the sectional champs.
That 2-1, another ground ball to second base. Alex Hott up with it over to first for out number 1. So Rose is now grounded out to second base twice in this game. This one on the 4th pitch he saw for out number 1.
Alex Hott dropping to a knee to make sure that one would not get through as he was able to make the play.
Brings up Cullen Horowitz. Horowitz grounded out to third base in his first at-bat. First pitch to him, a strike on the outer edge. You hear the chant of Bear, nickname for the big sophomore.
Yeah, very good size in that right-hand batter's box.
Here comes that 0-1, a good take as that breaking ball missed low and away for ball 1.
Something we've seen from him from last year when he played as a freshman, now through this sophomore year. Better patience at the plate, waiting for his pitch.
Here comes that 1-1. This one lifted foul and out of play. Back into the cow pastures, and wow, that one almost got a cow, actually.
I think that one's one he just missed. That pitch was up, and he just missed it, fouling it back.
He steps back in, awaiting that 1-2. Wonder if a cow's ever gotten hit. I'm sure at some point they had to have. Out of the windup, here's Hott with that 1-2 to Cullen Horowitz. He drives that one into right field. Going back on it is Landis. He eyes it and hauls it in for out number 2. Horowitz put a good charge into that one, just a little too much air underneath it. Got 2 underneath that one for out number 2.
Yeah, some pretty good power the other way, though. That ball continued to carry. Nice play by Wes Landis to stay with it and make the grab.
We'll bring up Dylan McCartney, today's designated hitter for James Walsh. So far in this one, McCartney has grounded out to short, but a good at-bat. He saw 7 pitches in his first at-bat to start inning number 3. Start the bottom of inning number 3, I should say. First pitch to McCartney, taken for strike 1. We hope to be back here for that game Monday if Jefferson's able to get the win. Be a 5:40 pregame as the 0-1, a breaking ball misses low for ball 1. We'll follow Miller time, which will go from 5 to about 5:30. And 6 o'clock first pitch. Here comes that 1-1 to McCartney. That one fouled off right above our heads into the screen. And that'll be strike 2.
Got to be impressed with what Eli Hott has been able to do, keeping his pitch count relatively down, 17, 16, 13, 12 in each of the respective 4 innings. Just thrown strikes.
That 1-2 to McCartney is fouled off, hitting the top of the indoor practice facility and a team building. That one a foul ball. The count will stay at 1-2, and hoping to keep the streak consistent as Eli Hott is a swing and a miss by Dylan McCartney, and it'll be a 1-2-3 inning as McCartney goes down on strikes, and so far staying pretty consistent. The odd number innings, Eli Hott's gone 1, 2, 3 in each one, first, third, and now 5th. We'll go to the top of the 6th when we come back. It's sectional high school baseball. We're tied at 0 between Jefferson and Hampshire. $13.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%. Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
Hayden Stang re-entering in left field. So apparently you are allowed to re-enter a starter, so apparently he was okay, just maybe needed to get looked at. So Mason LaFollette will not even get his first at-bat here in playoff baseball, but goes in and doesn't get any action in left field, so a good day for him. So the starting lineup back strong in this one for Jefferson.
See how long James Walsh is able to go in this when he's up to 85 pitches.
Swing and a miss is Eli Hott, the first batter of this inning. So far in this one, Hott is an infield single. And a pop out to Kayman Gonzalez at short. This one a dribbler that goes foul right at the plate.
Remember, your max is 110 on this high school level. And you can reach that and go above that with the batter that you are facing. But then once you retire that batter, would have to come out. And speaking of maybe coming out, there's some action in the bullpen down in the left field corner now for Hampshire.
That 0-2 to Hott. A breaking ball that missed just off the plate for ball 1.
Right now we have 71 pitches thrown for Eli Hott as the starter for Hampshire. So he has a little more wiggle room.
That 1-2 to Eli Hott. Just a bit low for ball 2. The count now even. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Doesn't look like any action in that Jefferson bullpen. Ready with the 2-2. Here's Walsh. This one lifted over to the right side of the infield. Taylor Tennant moving over, and he will bring it in for out number 1.
A pretty routine place. Both of these pitchers have put it where they've wanted it. And we haven't seen a whole lot of really hard hit balls.
Well, Matt, we went to extras 2 nights ago between Musselman and Martinsburg, and the way this one's going, wouldn't surprise me if we played more than 7 here today. A breaking ball in for strike 1 to Luke Carroll, the left fielder. Carroll struck out in the first. Also grounded out to Taylor Tennant at second, back in the third.
When we get a chance, we got to get into this Dayton baseball history because it fits this game.
Swing and a foul ball right at home plate. And Carroll now behind on the count 0-2. Walsh working very quickly now. He's in a rhythm.
Mm-hmm.
Try to get to this Dayton baseball history in the bottom half of this inning. We'll take a look at what's going on in May 11th.
Something up with that baseball as it got put out of play.
Here comes the 0-2. That one, the fastball, just off the plate for ball one. Didn't have any strikes in it.
Apparently not.
Out of the windup is Walsh again, and he is ready to go. Again, working very quickly. Here comes that 1-2. This one lifted out of play. Again, that one staying inside the park. Doesn't quite go into the cow pasture. So living to see that 1-2 pitch again will be Luke Carroll. Walsh out of the windup, ready again with that 1-2. This one a breaking ball that's lifted to the right side. Zach Rose going back into the shallow right. Also Taylor Tennant, but coming in on the ball is Corey Daly. And we've seen Corey Daly make up a lot of ground in the outfield so far in this one. Thought for sure it was going to be Tennant or Rose going back to make that play. But instead, Corey Daly runs in and camps under like it's a routine play in right field.
Well, and very good communication after we saw that collision an inning ago. This time you could clearly see the mouth open from our angle as Corey Daly was calling off Tennant, making sure the second baseman got out of the way.
And you could see Tennant and Rose part like the Red Sea when he was coming in. That brings up Dustin Todd, who takes the fastball low and away for a ball one. A strikeout victim and a line-out victim to right field in his first two at-bats.
Yeah. Not a lot of hits on the board for either team.
Nope, that 1-0, a fastball. That one belt high on the outside third for strike one. So far in this game, 7 strikeouts for James Walsh. That 1-1 bounces in front of the plate in for ball two.
Matt, by the way, it's Tristan Everett who's throwing in the pen down the left field line. He is today's starting shortstop, so it may be an opportunity for him to begin to loosen a little bit, giving us an idea he may be the one to come in and spell hot should that be needed.
That 2-1 pitch low and away, ball three. No walks in this one for James Walsh, only 8 on the season. Again, due to the law of average, he would walk a guy about every 4 innings, so a pass due in this one, and that'll be the first walk of the game. That 3-1 misses low and away, ball 4.
Well, once again, a 2-out base runner. You go back to the second inning, it was a 2-out single. You go to the third inning, there was a 2-out single. And now here we are in the 6th inning, and you get the 2-out base on balls.
Ethan Champ going to be our courtesy runner for today's starting catcher, Dustin Hott. Ethan Champ wearing number 4 on the back of that jersey.
See what Colin Salser can do.
Out of the stretch now will be James Walsh. Hasn't had to work out of the stretch an awful lot today. First pitch to Salser into the knees for strike one.
Salser has been on base once. He reached on an error to the third baseman back in the 4th inning. Struck out prior to that, so is 0 for 2.
Here comes that 0-1. That one a strike on the outside corner. Low and away. A good place to live if he can for James Walsh. Now heading to count 0-2 to Colin Salser. Walsh checks back over to first before coming set. Now he does come set, and he'll quickly go back over to first. Champ back in on the head first dive.
I've got 17 pitches in this half inning, which would have Walsh at slightly over 100 now in the ball game.
Here comes that 0-2. Strike 3 on the outside corner. Colin Salser goes down looking for out number 3 in the inning. A 2-out walk by Dustin Hott, but courtesy runner Ethan Champ can advance, and another inning of no runs for Hampshire, but they're in the game because Jefferson hasn't been able to get one across either. We'll see if the bottom of the 6th can spark anything for the Jefferson offense. That's the inning we have coming up next. It's 0-0 here in Shenandoah Junction. It's high school baseball on Talk Radio, WRNR, and TV 10.
With 4 new car dealerships and For used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%, Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
If you hang the WVU Medicine sign, certainly has helped take us to another level.
Evolving what we try to do as physicians and as a health system and organization is the mission of WVU Medicine, and it's an exciting mission to be a part of.
With the knowledge and the years of practice that they've put into this institution, they know a lot. They can help you, and they've helped.
Welcome back into Sager Field. Just getting a nice little conversation in with Hedgesville head coach Eric Grove, making the trip down to see who he might be playing coming up in a little over a week from Eli Hott back out on the mound. This half an inning will get in our This Date in Baseball history, brought to you by Bears Repair at 904 Winchester Avenue in Martinsburg. For all your automotive repair needs, call the certified mechanics at Bears Repair. Phone 304-262-0208. Set to lead it off for Jefferson will be not Cayman Gonzalez, but Reagan Ollinger. So a pinch hitter. Ollinger takes that one low and away, ball 1. So Reagan Ollinger pinch hitting for Cayman Gonzalez. Steps back in awaiting that pitch. Out of the windup, it's Eli Hott. That one just a bit above the letters, ball 2.
Now looking at the numbers for Ollinger, 4 hits, 23 at-bats, no homers, 3 driven in on the year.
That one, ball 4. No, that one a strike on the inside corner. That one high and inside. Ollinger thought it was going to be ball 4. The pitch location thought it was too. So
Ollinger he's drawn 4 walks this year. Has also struck out 4 times, so the average at 174, but the on-base percentage 345.
Here comes that 3-1. That one misses just a bit high. That one, ball 4. Ollinger made sure he waited a little bit longer before making that trot down to first base, but he reaches with a leadoff walk here in the inning, and pinch running for him will be Chase Anderson.
Get everybody involved in this number 9 spot in the order.
Back to the top of the order for Hayden Stang, and a leadoff base runner is something we've only seen once in this game for Jefferson. It was a leadoff walk for Corey Daly back in the 2nd. Stang squares around the bunt, pushes that one just off the plate of the third base line. He will advance Chase Anderson, and he beats a throw out of first. He's safe. Great job by Hayden Stang working quickly up the line, and he beats out the throw on a bunt that only went about 15 feet up the line, if that. And Dustin Hodges couldn't get to it quick enough.
Well, I think he got there quick enough. He just couldn't seem to throw. He double clutched, almost triple clutched, as though it was like, okay, now. And by the time he let that one go, he just couldn't get it there. I mean, it was a good, strong throw, but that extra time that he took cost him.
That brings up Taylor Tennant, and Tennant takes one off the hand or the arm. But he will pop up quickly and go down to first base. The base is now loaded here in the bottom of inning number 6, and I think we're going to have a question, because with a bunt squared around, the arm and the hand should be a part of the bat.
Well, and that's what Chad Van Meter is coming out to say, and he is asking Neil Rymanschneider as the plate umpire to check it out with Woody Beasley, the first base umpire, and that's exactly what they will do. Van Meter was thinking, look, I know it may have hit the hand, but he's got the hand up there, and he has kept the bat out in front of the zone. He had not pulled back, so will it be a foul ball or will it be a hit by pitch?
And they're going to say a hit by pitch, I believe. Yes, Taylor Tennant's going to stay at first. And I'm not sure I agree with that. I think if it hits the hand or the arm. as we will now have a meeting on the mound.
It gives us a chance to get to that this date in baseball history. Bases loaded, nobody out. Key situation coming, and no doubt Coach Van Meter wants to talk with his pitcher, catcher, and infield. Let's go to May the 11th of 1904. I told you it was fitting for this game. Are you ready? After 23 innings of pitching no-hit baseball, Cy Young's streak finally ends. The stretch included 6 innings on today's date back in 1904, 2 innings back on April 25th in his prior start, 6 innings on April the 30th, and a perfect game that he would throw against the A's on May the 5th. So you're talking April 25th, April 30th, May 5th, and then May 11th. Over that stretch, 23 innings of no-hit baseball. There is a reason they name that pitching award for him that they give out each year. Cy Young on this date, 1904.
Pretty good. Pretty good. Chase Anderson stands on third base. On second is Hayden Stang. Taylor Tennant reaching on a hit by pitch on a bunt attempt. Colson Titus now the batter as he takes ball 1 high. So if you're Jefferson, this would be devastating to not get a run across as Colson Titus lifts one into foul territory. Going over is Salser, and no one's going to get there. A lot of foul territory to cover. That one's going to fall foul for strike 1.
Not sure you really want to get there to make a play anyway, because by the time you get that out and a ball that far away, you're going to end up allowing a run to score, as Anderson clearly would have a chance to come home from third. Take your chances right now with him at the dish, him being Colson Titus, and your infield drawn in where you can try to cut the run down at the plate.
So Colson Titus stands in, awaiting that 1-1 pitch, and Hott will step off. Wants to reset everything. Knows how big of a situation this is. No outs here in the bottom of inning number 6. Here comes that 1-1 pitch, and Titus takes low in the dirt. Ball 2, a good block by Dustin Hott. Ball gets by him, and that may be the only run needed in this ball game, the way this one's been going and the way that James Walsh has been pitching.
And how did that runner get on base?
Which one? There's been an infield single, a hit by pitch.
The one that's at third, the run that you just talked about.
A walk.
Yeah.
Ready with the 2-1. Here's Hott as Titus grounds this from down the third base line. Landis up with it. He'll go home for 1 out, and Dustin Hott will hold it at home. As that one's going to go down as a fielder's choice. A good heads-up play by Grant Landis at third base, going home to get the lead runner. So reaching first on the fielder's choice will be Colson Titus. Retired at home was Chase Anderson.
Doesn't come any better for head coach Chad Van Meter in Hampshire. That is exactly what they wanted, a ground ball right at one of the infielders where they could get the out at the plate. The only thing better would have been if they could have found a way to turn 2.
So now Stang at third, Tennant at second, and Titus stands at first. That brings up Corey Daly. The first pitch to him misses just off the plate, ball 1. 1 down as this now sets up a double play opportunity. The corners playing in actually. Middle infielder playing in as well. Not set up for a double play opportunity in the middle. 1-0 the count to Corey Daly. Here comes that 1-0 pitch. This one lifted into right field, and that's most likely going to at least score 1 run. Landis up with it, tagging from third base, and coming home will be Hayden Stang. A check throw as the cutoff man brings it in. That was Salser. Now they're in a rundown. Check back over to third, and then back in safely is Taylor Tennant. Not sure why they didn't stick with the rundown they had, but everybody will be safe at the end of this one, including coming around to score. Tagging up at third is Hayden Stang for the first run of this ballgame. Jefferson leads 1-0.
Well, I think the situation there, those middle infielders did not want to get caught in that rundown between first and second and allow Tennant to potentially steal an extra run crossing the plate before they could get the out recorded, and so they paid their attention to Tennant, throwing back behind him, hoping to get him going back to the bag.
Puts Titus at second, Taylor Tennant at third base. Stang came in to score. A sacrifice fly by Corey Daly. First pitch to Stevie Lee, misses outside, ball 1. Jefferson now leads 1-0 in a game that you didn't really think a run was ever going to be scored.
And again, the whole mess started with the leadoff base on balls on just 5 pitches.
1-0 to Stevie Lee, a swing and a miss as his head and front shoulder pulled out on that one. He was trying to drive one down the right field line.
Even though that's not the runner that actually scored, this whole thing got set up by the walk. Because you had what was going to be a sacrifice bunt that ultimately ended up as a bunt base hit.
Swing and a miss by Stevie Lee. He's now behind on the count 1-2, 2 down here in the bottom of inning number 6.
That led to the hit by pitch. That led to the fielder's choice. I mean, it all started with that walk, and it's unfortunate because it was just the second walk for Hott today. He'd been pitching so well.
Ready with that 1-2. That one a fastball that misses high and outside ball, too. And it was a walk by a pinch hitter, Reagan Ollinger.
Yep.
And an infield single by Hayden Stang on the bunt attempt, or the bunt that was put down. Taylor Tennant hit by a pitch, a fielder's choice ground out by Colson Titus that got Chase Anderson at the plate, the pinch runner. And a sacrifice fly by Corey Daly that scored Hayden Stang from third base for the first run of this ball game. Stevie Lee now steps back in and waits that 2-2 pitch here. Does this one grounded up the right side, coming in onto this Hott at second base, and he will skip it into first base, and Stevie Lee will reach on the single. The infield single is going to bring in another run as Taylor Tennant scores from third, and Jefferson takes a 2-0 lead here in the bottom of inning number 6.
There it is. Just get the bat on the ball, and that's exactly what he did. That slow roller was going to be a very tough play for Alex Hott, and he had to really rush that throw and ended up putting it in the dirt. Sulcer able to grab it, but could not get Lee.
We'll have a second visit to the mound in this inning, and that means we are going to get a pitching change. See who comes in. We know Tristan Everett was warming up in this one. We'll see if Eli Hott stays in the game. It's a clean switch, or what will happen.
Still maybe an opportunity here just to settle everyone down with the way this inning is playing out. And now for the Hampshire Trojans, and down to their final at bat. Top half of inning number 7. It'll be their 6, 7, and 8 hitters that will be due, and now needing to score at least 2 to keep it going.
Long conversation on the mound. Our plate umpire going out to tell him to hurry this meeting up a bit. They break the huddle. Going back to first will be Stevie Lee.
Zach Rose becomes the 7th hitter in this half inning. A walk and a hit batter in the inning have certainly been key. And then the double clutch on that bunt from Hayden Stang, very costly as well, as it ended up allowing Stang to reach.
Matt, how many infield singles have we seen over the last 2 days?
Several.
Zach Rose squares around a bunt. He will pull it back. Going into second safely is Stevie Lee. They had the first and third defense on. A quick throw back to Eli Hott at the mound, seeing if they could get Colson Titus to bite and go for home. He was having none of it.
No.
So now 2 runners in scoring position, 2 down.
Not only was he not having any of it, he's got a 47-year veteran, John Lowry Sr., in his ear there in the third base coach's box, reminding him you're not going anywhere.
That 1-0 low and inside to Zach Rose. The count now 2-0 to the first baseman. Grounded out to second twice in this ball game.
I believe 1-1 is the count.
Make that 1-1. Awaiting that 1-1 pitch now is Zach Rose. Coming set is Eli Hott. Here comes that one. This one grounded to the second baseman again, Alex Hott, and he will fire over to first for out number 3. So Zach Rose grounds out to second for the third time in this ball game. But the damage done for Jefferson here in the bottom of inning number 6. They bring 2 across, courtesy of the small ball that Jefferson is known for. So we'll go to the top of the 7th when we come back. It's Jefferson 2, Hampshire 0. Welcome back into Sager Field. Jefferson 2 runs in the bottom of inning number 6. The first 2 runs of this ball game, they lead 2-0. Back in with the play-by-play for the remainder of this one, Matt Miller.
Thank you, Matt Crawford, along with John Alderton as our TV10 cameraman. We are at Sager Field, home of the Jefferson Cougars. Back at the studio, our engineer Mike Emery. We are in the Procter & Gamble broadcast booth. Procter & Gamble in Berkeley County is now hiring. Go to pgcareers.com to apply. Now the first pitch fouled on a sharp line down the left field line off the bat of Trey Bryson, and that will be strike one to the center fielder and number 6 hitter in the order. The sophomore is 1 for 2. Has a single to left and has bounced into a 5-4-3 double play. Walsh with the next pitch, snaps down in there for a called strike 2. James Walsh is back out there despite the 103 pitches coming into this half inning. It's probably going to be Dylan McCartney who will come in next to try to close it out if he reaches the maximum pitch count, which is only 7 pitches away, or now 4, as that pitch misses. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
But just a reminder, you mentioned this earlier, if that 110th pitch is with the final batter, he can face them.
Beautiful breaking pitch that went away from the right-hand batter. Bryson with a swing and a miss. That is strikeout number 9 for James Walsh. 1 away in the Hampshire 7th. 2-0. Jefferson with the lead. 2 runs in their last at-bat in the bottom of the 6th inning. And now Walsh trying to close it out. He'll face Grant Landis, sophomore third baseman, number 7 hitter in the order, takes outside for ball 1. He is 0 for 2, a strikeout victim back in the 2nd, reached on an error in the 5th. Takes this one down low and away. 2 balls and no strikes. This may now be the last batter, because even this pitch would be the 7th, which would put him at 110. So McCartney likely to come in to face at least 1, depending on whether Hampshire can begin to mount a rally, and it may be possible to get a base runner here as this pitch down low and in. 3 balls, no strikes. That 3-0 pitch just a bit below the knees. Seemed to have the plate, but it was down low, and that is a base on balls. And that will put a runner at first with 1 away. Second walk that will be allowed by Walsh to go along with his 9 strikeouts, as he is going to go 6 1/3 innings. Has given up just 3 hits so far, no runs, and he will exit having thrown what we would have as 111 pitches. So the new pitcher will make his way to the mound and then begin to get in his warm-up tosses. As he does, we'll take a break. This pitching change break brought to you by Bears Repair, 904 Winchester Avenue in Martinsburg. Need an oil change or a complete overhaul? They do it all. For your automotive repair needs, call the certified mechanics at Bears Repair at 304-262-0208. It is Dylan McCartney taking his warm-up tosses. We're back in 60 seconds with your score here in the top of the 7th inning. Jefferson 2, Hampshire nothing. Well, our new pitcher, Dylan McCartney, making his 13th appearance on the year and has had just 1 start. This is his role. He does have 3 saves, a 3-1 record, and a 2.48 earned run average. McCartney has worked 31 innings, giving up just 14 runs, 11 earned on 21 hits, 42 strikeouts, and just 10 base on balls. He will come in to spell the starter James Walsh, who went 6 1/3 innings, no runs, 3 hits, 9 Ks, 2 walks. He is still the pitcher of record in this one, as McCartney will look to pick up his 4th save. He comes in with 1 out, a runner at first, and Wes Landis, the batter, right fielder and number 8 hitter in the order. And the first pitch, a fastball just inside for ball one. Landis 0 for 2 with a fly out to right in the third. Struck out swinging in the fifth. Short lead over at first for the base runner as the fastball comes to the plate. A strike, knee-high outside corner. It's 1-1. Grant Landis, twin brother of the batter Wes Landis, held at first by Zach Rose. Again, a really short lead. His run not the most important as the fastball on the outside corner taken by Wes Landis for a called strike two.
Hey, you got to get one before you get two, right?
That's it, but he doesn't want to get caught, picked off, have any kind of an issue because you got to get him in to get the first one before you get the next one, which is the one that would tie things up. Landis getting a piece of that 1-2, fouls it straight back into the netting. Holding it 1 ball and 2 strikes. 2-0 the lead for Jefferson. They played at 2 in the bottom of the 6th. We're now in the top of the 7th. Final half inning of regulation for Hampshire. They've got to find a way to get some runs. Here's a slow ground ball with a diving attempt by the pitcher. It gets by McCartney off the first base side of the mound where charging in Taylor Tennant fields and throws to first in time to get the out. So Landis is retired. The out goes 4-3, 2 away in the inning with Grant Landis now in scoring position at second base. So it's up to the number 9 hitter Alex Hott to try to keep things going for Hampshire. Otherwise, Jefferson with a win will force a decisive sectional championship game scheduled for Monday. Breaking pitch, down and in, ball 1 to the left-hand batter. Hott, just a freshman. Struck out looking in the first, but that came in an 11-pitch at bat. Takes this fastball, just a bit down and in, 2 balls and no strikes. His last time up in the 5th popped out to the shortstop when Camion Gonzalez had the collision with Hayden Stang. But Gonzalez held on to get the out. 2 ball, no strike pitch. Now that's a strike on the outside edge.
I thought that was the worst pitch of all 3.
I guess things even out in the end. That's probably what Hott has to say after those first couple pitches. So now the 2-1 on the way. Here it comes. And that again is on that outside edge. Hott watched it go by, and it's 2-2. And McCartney now a pitch away from wrapping this one up and sending us to that decisive title game. The 2 ball, 2 strike pitch, 2 outs, a runner at second. Here it comes. Swing and a looper into shallow left center field. It's dropping quickly and it's going to get down. Trying to barehand that one is Stang, the left fielder, and he's able to get it in to hold Alex Hott to a single, but it will be an RBI base hit scoring Grant Landis from second. And now just a 1-run game with Jefferson in front 2-1.
It's a good piece of hitting. Just trying to protect with 2 strikes. Seeing Alex Hott drive one into left field, just looped one in the second. That kind of loop single we've seen into left field in this ball game.
For Alex Hott, that's his 4th run batted in on the season. A very important one there. He is aboard for Tristan Everett, the leadoff hitter in the order. A check swing, a foul ball, first base side for strike 1. That one coming up and in would have been a ball, but Everett had started around and couldn't get the bat out of the way. So they count 0-1. Everett does have a hit as he is 1 for 3. Sandwiched that single in between a pair of outs in that 3rd inning. He swings and lines this one into left field, and that will be a base hit. Alex Hott goes to second. Tristan Everett aboard at first. So back-to-back base hits. And this one not over yet as the game-tying run is now in scoring position. Close the books on James Walsh as he'll give up just the 1 run on 3 hits as Landis scored earlier. Any runners on base now, the responsibility of Dylan McCartney. Eli Hott, the batter, chance to help his own cause, opposing starting pitcher. And the first pitch to him, and it's that breaking pitch down low and outside, ball 1. So 2 out singles from Alex Hott to drive home a run, and now Tristan Everett to put runners at first and second. Have Hampshire in this one. Down to the final out with Eli Hott at the plate awaiting the 1-0 pitch. Hott has popped out to short, reached on an infield single, and grounded out to second. Here's a fastball down low. 2 balls, no strikes. Luke Carroll due next. McCartney takes that big, deep breath. Now comes set, pitching from the stretch with runners on. Here's the pitch and the fastball right down the middle for strike one.
And he needed that pitch. You don't want to fall behind 3-0 and I'll be behind and have to throw 3 consecutive strikes. Stop missing the zone at this point in the game. Be one pitch away from loading the bases.
Now the 2-1 pitch and the fastball lined right at the first baseman, Zach Rose. He'll pull it in. The ball game is over. The Jefferson Cougars will hold on and get the 2-1 victory and will force a decisive AAA Region 2 Section 2 championship game, and it will be scheduled to be right here at Sager Field on Monday evening at 6 o'clock. But we'll come back and tell you all about it as we get into our post-game show brought to you by The Final Score, with plenty of screens to watch the games, pool tables, trivia nights, and great food and drink selections. Meet your friends at The Final Score, 1517 Winchester Avenue, just south of Martinsburg. We'll come back and tell you all about it as we get into our post-game. This is West Virginia High School Playoff Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. We welcome you back into Sager Field and the Talk Radio WRNR Procter & Gamble broadcast booth. Procter & Gamble in Berkeley County is now hiring. Go to pgcareers.com to apply. Matt Miller, Matt Crawford with you. John Alderton, our TV 10 cameraman. Mike Emery, our studio engineer and producer for today's broadcast. We get into the Final Score post-game show by recapping the scoring in this one. Matt, pretty easy. Let's see. First inning, neither team scored. Second inning, same thing. Third, fourth, fifth inning, no score. Now we go to the bottom of the sixth inning. Jefferson at the plate, still in a scoreless game. You had the play-by-play call as you broke down that inning. That all got started with the walk to Reagan Ollinger, and then that led to really how the rest of the inning played out.
Yeah, it was an infield single by Hayden Stang, who would later come around to score. Taylor Tennant got hit by a pitch on a controversial call. He squared around a bunt. It looked like it got him in the hand or the forearm of that left arm, and there was a question about that, but he did reach first safely. It was a ground out. Colson Titus grounded out to third base. It was a great play by Grant Landis coming home to cut down one run. That was pinch runner Chase Anderson for Reagan Ollinger. So the bases remain loaded. Then a sacrifice fly to right field by Corey Daly. That would score Hayden Stang. Then an infield single by Stevie Lee. That would score. That was with 2 outs, so no pressure at the plate to go to the plate, but he was just able to leg out a single. That would score Taylor Tennant and be the 2 runs that Jefferson needed to win this game.
Boy, and that second one proved to be a big one, because when we went to the top half of inning number 7, it was a 1-out base on balls that helped to get things started for the Hampshire Trojans. That base on balls was the last batter that James Walsh faced as he reached the pitch count. We had him at 111, 71 of those for strikes. In came Dylan McCartney. He induced a ground ball out from Wes Landis for the second out of the inning. But then Alex Hott, the freshman, out of the 9 spot in the order on a 2-2 pitch, looped one into shallow left center. That RBI base hit brought in Landis, cut the Jefferson lead to 2-1. And then with Hott at first, we went to the top of the order. Tristan Everett with a base hit into left, put runners at first and second, but with the tying run in scoring position, Eli Hott hit it sharply, but the liner right at Zach Rose at first base. He made the grab, and that sealed the ball game as Jefferson gets the win by the final of 2-1. Let's take our final timeout. We'll come back and wrap up the Final Score postgame show as we run the numbers from this one. It's West Virginia High School playoff baseball on Talk Radio, WRNR, and TV 10. Back one final time here on this Saturday at Sager Field, wrapping up our Final Score postgame show with today's game stats and brought to you by Dynamark Atlantic Security. Hey, don't become a statistic. Protect your family and home with the local alarm professionals at Dynamark Atlantic Security. They have the solutions to meet your needs and local monitoring too. Learn more by calling Ben Copenaber at 304-671-2158. Well, Matt, let's break things down. Let's start with the pitching for Jefferson. James Walsh will get the win in an outstanding effort.
Yeah, he went 6 1/3, gave up 3 hits, 1 run, struck out 8, and walked only 2, which is pretty standard for him. He walked about 1 every 4 innings in the season. Dylan McCartney had to come in because of the pitch count rule. We had James Walsh throwing 111, the count 110 to the final batter you faced. Dylan McCartney came in, went 1/3 of an inning, or 2/3 of an inning rather, and gave up 2 hits, no runs, didn't strike anybody out, didn't walk anybody. Those 2 hits look like they may be costly, but didn't come around to score, so no harm, no foul.
McCartney will get the save. Meanwhile, Eli Hott certainly deserved a better fate than what he got the way he threw the ball today for Hampshire.
Yeah, he went 6 strong, gave up 3 hits, 2 runs. Those 2 runs were unfortunately the 2 that mattered. And when you look at this series so far between these 2 teams in the sectional, each run is so valuable. It's not like what we saw on the other side of the region where you were going to have higher scoring games. Each run is really valuable in this series. He struck out 3, walked 2, also hit a batter.
All right, as we look at the offensive numbers, only 8 hits between the 2 teams combined. Tristan Everett, a very strong effort in that leadoff spot for Hampshire as he goes 2 for 4. And I tell you, he had that solid hit to left there in that 7th inning that helped to set up the situation for Eli Hott. And while he hit it hard, didn't end up getting a hit.
Yeah, it was a great hit by Hott, unfortunately. For him, Zach Rose was standing right where he needed to be. Didn't really even have to move. Maybe shaded a little bit to his right, but didn't have to go anywhere. You said Hott hit one hard. Looked like that was going to be one that tied the game up immediately off the bat. He had an infield single in the 3rd as well.
Meanwhile, it was a base hit for Eli Hott, as you mentioned, that infield single in the 3rd, so he and Tristan Everett account for 3 of the 5 hits for Hampshire. One of the other hits, a single from Trey Bryson in the 2nd, and an RBI single from Alex Hott coming in that 7th inning. For Jefferson, 3 hits on the ball game. Hayden Stang reached on that bunt single as he was really laying down a sacrifice up the third baseline to try to advance the pinch runner Chase Anderson, and able to leg it out as the catcher Dustin Hott kind of double clutched on the throw. So Stang reaches on the bunt hit and it scores a run, while Taylor Tennant did not have a hit. He was hit by a pitch and also scored the second run of the game. 1 hit along with a walk and a sacrifice fly for Corey Daly. I tell you, he could be really almost a player of the game outside of obviously the pitching of James Walsh. Daly, some nice plays in right field, and then what he did at the plate each time up. Officially, he's 1 for 1 in this ball game, and every at bat meant something.
Yeah, I think he would definitely be the player of the game, and nothing that is going to jump out at you if you look at highlights in right field, but just covered a lot of ground, was there every time you needed him to make a play, saved base runners a lot of times, making up ground with that speed. So just all around an extremely good game by Corey Daly.
RBI infield base hit as well for Stevie Lee, and that is, a look at the hits for Jefferson. Final totals look like this for the Cougars: 2 runs on 3 hits with 2 errors. They left 4, all in scoring position. Hampshire, a run on 5 hits, did not commit an error, stranded 7, leaving 3 in scoring position. Walsh is now 6-1 with the win. Hott takes the loss. McCartney with save number 4 for Jefferson. Time of the game, 1 hour and 50 minutes. And as we look at Jefferson's record now, 25 wins and 7 losses. Hampshire falls to 12-19. And Matt, as we wrap up our post-game show, it sets up our next broadcast. The Section 2 championship will be on the line.
Yeah, we'll be out here Monday. It'll be these 2 teams back out on this field. That'll be a 6 o'clock first pitch from down here, weather pending. I know some rain in the forecast for Monday, but keep it tuned to our Facebook page, our sportscast in the morning, Miller time in the evening. If for some reason the game gets canceled late, but right now it'll be a 6 p.m. first pitch. Our pregame would go on at roughly 5:40 following Miller time from 5 to 5:30 on TV10 and Talk Radio WRNR.
If the first meeting was any indication, and of course this meeting as well, when you look at the scores, 4-2, Hampshire got the win the first time, Jefferson 2-1 this time, but I'm assuming we're going to see the pitching matchup that we had in that first game, because both of these teams will be able to go back to their aces with the day off tomorrow, no game on Sunday, and of course rain in the forecast right now. Monday could really kick this sectional championship game even into Tuesday, and so if both teams can go back to their aces, you can't ask for anything more, whoever comes out on top or even whoever doesn't.
Yeah, after these 2 games, if game number 3 is going to be identical to the way the first 2 went, I'm looking forward to it.
Come on down and enjoy the action. If you can't get here on Monday or Tuesday, we encourage you to join us on Talk Radio, WRNR, and TV10. Well, a special thanks goes out to each of our sponsors supporting our coverage of high school baseball. We thank you for joining us on each of our broadcast entities. Thanks to both head coaches, John Lowry Sr. and Chad Van Meter, providing information and interviews for the broadcast. Thanks to Athletic Director Bill Stewart, all the folks here at Sager Field for their help and their hospitality with our broadcast coverage. Thanks to Mike Emery, our studio engineer. For TV10 cameraman John Alderton, and for Matt Crawford, I'm Matt Miller, reminding you today's final score. It is Jefferson 2 and Hampshire 1. Stay with us. We've got WVU baseball at Kansas State coming up at 4:45, and that will lead right into Washington Nationals baseball tonight as they are in L.A. against the Dodgers. Until next time, so long, everyone.